don't worry, I will let Nick have his moment in the spotlight, but there's just a few people I really want to thank first, if you don't mind. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my lovely usherettes, Lucy, Layla and Beth. You've all been such a massive help to me today, and I'm really grateful to you all. I couldn't have done it without you, and it's been such a load off my mind during the planning process, knowing that you'd be here to do all the little things that needed doing during the day. So thank you especially to Lucy for listening to me ramble on and on, trying to work out all the practicalities and all the logistics from months beforehand. And also for your beautiful reading during the ceremony, thank you, it was lovely. I did have a bottle of your favourite spirits each to give you as a thank you, but sadly in my rush to get married this morning I forgot them. So please forgive me and I will give them to you as soon as I can. I'd like to thank my bridesmaids next, my gorgeous little cousins, Molly and Sinead, and my new sister, Izzy. Thank you for all your support right from the moment we got engaged, and of course a huge thank you to my maid of honour, Ellie. Ellie won the prize for best reaction when we announced our engagement. She was in New York at the time, and so I had to send her a message on Facebook so that she would get the message before anyone else told her about our engagement. So I sent her a photo of my engagement ring, and I captioned it, "Will you be my maid of honour?" She replied saying that she'd picked up my message in a bookstore and apparently just sat down and cried and cried and cried. She was so desperate for more details that she forgot to reply to my question, but as you can see we worked that one out. And thank you also for my hen do. I had such a lovely time going for afternoon tea and cocktails with you and the girls. Speaking of my hen do, I was really touched that my new mother-in-law Jo made the effort to come into London to attend. I first met Jo and David when I was only 17, and having never met a boyfriend's parents before, I was absolutely terrified. But I needn't have worried, because they both made me so welcome, and they provided a lot of support as well as endless cups of tea over the years, so thank you for that. I couldn't have asked for anyone better to be my parents-in-law. Of course, I mustn't forget my own parents for all the things they've done to help us out through the wedding planning process. My mum and dad came with us for a food tasting, and my dad made the mistake of eating beforehand. I have never seen him look so horrified with himself as when he realised he had passed up the opportunity of a free meal because he was too full. It was dreadful. So I hope the food tonight is making up for that. Thank you for all your love and support, not just in the run-up today, but always. Finally, last but by no means least, I'd like to thank my new husband. I know it can't be easy living with someone trying to complete a master's and plan a wedding at the same time, but you've taken everything in your stride, you've looked after me, you've loved me, and you've been there for me. Thank you for everything. I love you and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. I'm now going to pass over to Nick for his more traditional speech.
Thank you. Hello everyone. My wife and I would like to thank you all very much for coming to celebrate here with us tonight. Please make sure you take one of the sweet jars on your table as a thank you from us. If you don't mind, I'd just like to take a moment to say a few words of thanks to some of the people who have helped us get where we are today. I'd like to start with my parents, who have been nothing but supportive right from the very start. When I called them to tell them Aisha and I had got engaged, Mum nearly dropped Dad's phone in a pond. She was so excited. I want to thank you both for making Aisha feel like part of the family. I'm so glad that she gets on so well with her in-laws. I just wish, Mum, that I could have foreseen the way that you and she would join forces to try and whip me into shape. You and Dad will have been married for 30 years soon, and I couldn't have had a better example to learn from. I hope that our marriage will be as long and as happy as yours. We both really appreciate everything you've done for us, and we hope you've enjoyed this day as much as we have. Next, I'd like to thank Aisha's parents. Bijesh, I was a little nervous about this speech before, but your one has really raised the bar. Thank you so much for your kind words. I know you expect only the best for your daughter, and I hope I can live up to those expectations. I'd also like to thank you both for welcoming me into your family, for providing curry on Saturday nights and pizza on Thursdays. I hope you know we'll both still be coming around for dinner now we're married. I've also got an apology to make to you, Rajesh. I'm sorry I forgot to ask your permission before I proposed to Aisha. I promise that next time I will ask your permission. Next time I will ask your permission before I take something that belongs to you. With that in mind, is it alright if I take the Porsche on honeymoon? That's fair enough. I'll have to give you the keys back at some point then. Thank you both so much for raising Aisha to be the wonderful person that I married today. And now I'd like to thank my best man, Tom. Thank you for the amazing stag weekend that you organised single-handedly. It can't have been easy organising transport, accommodation and alcohol for 10 arrested adolescents. But you pulled it off. But more than all that, you've been a great friend to me for over a decade. I think you're probably the most generous person I know, always the first to pull out your wallet and offer to pay. I've lost count of how many times I've had to say, oh, I'll owe you a pint for next time. Thank you for being my best man and my best friend. I think there are a few people who especially deserve thanks for their hard work today. My best man, the bridesmaids, Ellie, Sinead, Molly and Izzy, and the usherettes, Lucy, Layla and Beth. So I'd like to propose a toast to them, to say thank you for all they've done today to support me and Aisha and to help the day run smoothly. So if everyone could just raise their glasses to the usherettes, to the bridesmaids and to the best man. Now, as I'm sure everyone who knows her will agree, I've saved the best till last. Aisha, you look stunning tonight. You are my true love, my princess, and my wife. This has been the hardest part of my speech to write, knowing exactly how I feel about you, but finding it completely impossible to put into words. Over the last 5 years, you've become more than just the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. You have become a part of who I am. You are, in the truest possible sense, my other half. Nothing makes me happier than the thought of waking up next to you every day, of starting a family with you, and growing old together. I love you all the way to the end of the universe and back, and I promise I will spend the rest of my life trying to make you as happy as you make me. As I'm sure you all know, pretty much everything that's happened today has been down to the hard work of Aisha, who has organised just about the whole thing. I think she deserves a toast to herself. So if you could raise your glasses again to my wife, Aisha. Thank you all very much. I think the mains will be served soon. I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
God, I think everybody's crying. I'm welling up. Everybody's crying. Even the waiters are crying. You alright? God, so I was welling up at that one.
You were? He was
Yeah, there was tears going over the front of the camera.
It's not just a word. I just know that's sincere. It's genuine, isn't it?